this brake, push this button, start that motorcycle.
Ready to go.
4-year-old Mac Carr,
Keep going, give it gas.
master of his four-wheeler and his rock wall.
I can't reach the top.
Mac can, it just may be harder.
He doesn't see anything.
Chris and Nicole realized something was different around the time Mac was 5 weeks old.
Multiple times when I would go in to get him out of his crib, and he would clearly have his eyes open, showing he's awake, but when I would reach in to grab him, he would get startled and just start crying. So it was like, what's going on here? And then I just started thinking, like, the eyes moving, and then this. I was like, I don't think he can see me.
It's too high.
Mac navigates life totally blind.
There's another one right here.
Inspired by their son and the way his big sisters are with him, the Carrs have a vision: pull those who can't see out of sighted people's blind spot.
I really feel like you cannot learn to be a good friend or to be educated on how to help those who are visually impaired until you go through an experience.
They're giving people that experience through their nonprofit Blind Spot.
And for 3.5 hours, they had on a blindfold, they had to find their seat, they had to order their food and eat, which was challenging.
Challenge is creating empathy. Empathy, the Carrs believe, is currency when it comes to forming relationships.
And it's uncomfortable to ask, like, okay, so how is Mac different? Help me understand how to set up a play date where Mac would have fun. And I think that people want to know how to do that. And so that's part of the mission of Blind Spot.
Beyond play dates, they see working to make a world with fewer limitations, fewer road bumps,
Keep going, give it gas.
and more momentum.
Straight, little right, little right.
Donna Pittman, KMBC 9 News.
Right now, Blind Spot is working on educating all teachers at Mac's school on how Mac and other blind people interact and learn, not just special education instructors.
And for more on their mission, go to blindspotKC.org. Donna also has a link on her KMBC Facebook page. Well, the KCK School District is looking to stop the spread of COVID by Thanksgiving. A vaccine event is set for Monday afternoon at 4 at the Carl B. Bruce Middle School, but up North 18th near Parallel Parkway. Those who get the vaccine will get a free turkey. Other giveaways include Thanksgiving sides, a full holiday meal, and a $50 gift card only for people 12 and older. 38 shopping days left until Christmas, but if you count shipping, it's more like 18.
And we told you about supply chain delays affecting gifts last month. KMBC 9's Rebecca Gannon is checking back to see how things have changed.
More like a symphony of just forklifts moving.
That's the soundtrack of Scarborough Group's Liberty Warehouse. Every day, these forklifts maneuver through 15,000 pallets of pretty much everything.
It's a great thing.
Adam Hill is the president.
This is kind of a normal cycle where we get ebbs and flows.
And resident supply chain expert at Scarborough Group. When we first took you inside this warehouse last month, it was about half full. Now it's almost 3/4 full.
We've also seen some of the cargo that was stuck on the coast start to move through the system.
And that means more supplies on the warehouse shelves here are getting to more store shelves, like Brookside Toy and Science.
There were holes in the shelves, and I didn't really have anything planned, but I don't know what happened. I think a ship came to dock or something, and all of a sudden we're getting those shipments.
Holly Pollard's store and basement don't have enough space for it all.
As the rate we're going, in a week, most of that stuff's gonna be gone, and new stuff will have come in its place.
With less than 40 days in the shopping season left, there's still plenty of time for supply chain surprises. Hopefully, the kind that make adults and children happy. Rebecca Gannon, KMBC 9 News.
And Hill doesn't expect things to get back to where we were before the pandemic until early 2023.
A Christmas-themed pop-up bar is returning to Lawrence. It'll be at Dempsey's on Vermont in Lawrence. Reservations are filling up for weekend brunch, but spots are available throughout the week. This holiday pop-up bar opens up Thanksgiving, featuring reindeer, princesses, and of course, Santa.
Exclusive live radar and 9-day forecast, so you'll know first. This is First Alert Weather.
That Santa's a busy guy, right? And his weather is moving in to make him feel a little more at home this far south. 51, the high temperature tomorrow. Colder than that on Thursday. Not much recovery on Friday, but closer to normal. Normal high is about 53 degrees. Looking over the plaza, as you know, it'll be bustling within a few days. Certainly Thanksgiving. Current temperature is still down to 62 degrees with some of that high level and mid-level cloudiness moving in. On a south wind at 11 miles an hour, and that's what warmed us up so nicely today. Still in the 60s, close to 70 degrees down toward Butler, 72 in Clinton, 68 degrees now. Sedalia, Marshall also in the 60s, 68 there. Kansas side not quite as warm, 62 in Leavenworth, 61 in Lawrence, but middle 60s down toward Olathe and also Ottawa. Here's a look at First Alert clouds and radar. Those clouds are really starting to thicken up quite a bit. That's part of the reason why we're going to see our temperatures stay up, at least over the next few hours. But once the front moves through and the winds swing around to the north, that's when it will start to chill quite a bit. And here it is, not that far away, right now over Atchison County, Missouri. So the northwestern corner of Missouri, just now getting it. The cooler air usually lags a little bit behind. Rain showers will still be a possibility and another chance toward tomorrow afternoon as well. For this evening, though, our temperatures will continue to drop through the 60s, close to 60 degrees by midnight, but not talking about rain, but the thicker clouds will be rolling through. But by tomorrow morning, we're not done cooling down until we get to 46 degrees in the morning, 45 Trenton, Ottawa 47 degrees, and yes, a chance of some showers. Windy as well, with a north wind at 15 to 20 miles an hour. Temperature fluctuates between the upper 40s to near 50 degrees, that filtered sunshine. And now let me address the chances of rain using First Alert Future Scan. One could move through, or at least a chance, close to when the front passes through at midnight. This is now very close to that time period. You can see that very thin line of showers moving through. That moves farther down to the south. The secondary line moves through as well, but the temperatures really start to cool quite a bit. 40s and 50s throughout the daytime, maybe a hint of sunshine, then back to the clouds, and the colder air is not going anywhere. If anything, it's staying put into the weekend too. Friday's high temperature, 50, coming off those mornings in the 20s, 38, 55 for Sporting. Chiefs Sunday, 36 in the 50s, but back to the 40s heading into Thanksgiving week. 43 on Monday, 48 on Tuesday, close to 50 on Wednesday, but cooling right back down on Thursday, but right now looking dry. We're back after this.